want to sit back and good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens with our host, Joe Shute, saying top of the morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. We did. And we're going to have a great week. We're going to have a great day. We got some goodies for you. You might as well start celebrating because by the end of this webcast, your whole life and business life is going to change if you chime in and do the right thing. So I'm not even going to run my mouth. I'm just going to turn this right over to Joe so he can let us know what's going on and just make us all happy. So good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
I am fantastic, amazing, phenomenal, and hidden to awesome. I know you're going to make me feel awesome today, so just tell us how good things are.
Well, I think we will look at the chat and say hello and good morning and see if anybody has anything going on over there other than good morning.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, we have been working diligently because there's a way to do this business, and what is taught in the industry, as you know, is register, sign up, and here's a little bit of instructions. Dial the phone, hand this to your friends, get all your contacts in your phone and play this message, or send this over to them, get them on the line with a three-way, which tends to be a joke. Because most people don't have any clue. We had somebody last week put a pretty big person up on a call. They spent 45 minutes with that person on the phone to no avail. They were supposed to come in at probably even at a lower level, and of course they can't find that person now. My guess is that they blabbed so much about the business that they just ran off, because subconsciously, when that's happening, you automatically think that's what I have to do eventually. And to be able to talk gold and prices and the economy and how it all collapsed is just too scary. It's just not the way to do business, period. So we're excited because we have a process. You've heard the term turnkey operation, meaning that you just turn the key and you're ready to go. Now, we know that's not the reality, okay? We know that you have to do more. We know that you have to put some work into it. So don't let anybody fool you. This is a business of work. We need to go to work. That's the first part of it. There's a catch to all of this when someone says you can make it here. Now, don't be promoting pie in the sky stuff that, in 12 weeks you're going to get rich. Nobody's doing that. Nobody gets rich in 12 weeks. And we know that is just a headline for disaster and a headline for scam. So when you're in a real business, you present yourself as a business person. You have a format to follow. And the reason for that, obviously, is that you can duplicate the system. And since we're in a business of duplication, it's necessary to teach things and to have things in order. It's necessary to do that. So we have been working diligently, because most companies, and I don't know any of them really, that have the process that we have. And it's good for any company, and no matter what company you're with. Obviously, we're talking about Karatbars here, but the process is the same. Once you register for your company, and of course it all begins before that registration, because you're not going to register somebody unless you have the process down. You're not going to register them into a system unless you are part of the system. Remember, the key to the business? Be part of the system whereby recruiting never stops. Be part of that system. Now, you can change that to create a system whereby, but most people don't have a clue how to create a system whereby that recruiting never stops. And since we've had that education over 20 years from our mentors, we know how to do that. We've done it several times. Doesn't matter what company it is. It makes it easier here because in Karatbars there's no giving up of your money. In other words, you're not buying something whereby a product gets in your hands and you've now spent your money. And the only way to get it back is to sell that product to someone if you actually want the cash back. Our product is different than anybody else's. I suspect there's a few companies like ours, but when you exchange your cash for gold, you still have your value. And you don't have to sell anything to anybody in order to get that money back. If you wanted it, if you wanted to use it, you just go right to the company and sell your gold back to the company, or cash it in, so to speak. You know, give the gold, you get the cash back. Just imagine, Mark, I don't know one company in all the years I've been in networking where you can 1 year later say, here is your product, company. I don't want it anymore. It's been sitting at my house or in my garage, and I'm going to send it back. Can you give me the cash back? In my opinion, that is what separates us from every other company out there, except for those who are doing what we're doing, which is very few. When I am able to tell someone, no, this doesn't cost money, you have to out-of-pocket cash, but in exchange, you get a value that you can then, no matter when it is, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, you can give it back to the company and get some cash. Now, obviously, depending on the value of gold at the time, you'll either get the same amount back, more or less, depends. But we know historically the price of gold over time has gone up and up and up. We know that. So this is a good bet. This is a really, really, really good bet. It's what separates us. However, as I said in that email, you've registered for a company. You are now, let's call it, in business. I say you're managing a business, or you are learning to manage a business. In my opinion, you're not in business yet when you actually register with any company. You're not in business yet. You might be setting up business. You might be building the store. So in other words, think of it like you've opened a store in your town, and where you are when you signed the contract for the property to rent the property, the building, the store, you're in the process of being in business. You're not in business yet. And you have to get your contractors to, build the interior of your store and set up the counters and whatever it is you're doing. So it takes, I remember, Mark, my first brick and mortar business, it took us 6 months from the date I signed the contract to get the contractors in to put all the equipment, the shelves, the painting, the walls, all the interior walls that I wanted. I got a shell, and they said, start. There you go. Bring your own contractors in. It took me 6 months. With my own work, my family helped out, and I brought contractors in for plumbing, electrical, and all that. I wasn't in business yet. So your doors aren't open when you register with Karatbars. Now, they may tell you that it is, because the first thing they want you to do is go buy a package. Hurry up, go buy the package. If you're going to buy a package and disappear in 6 weeks, it doesn't do you or me any good. You got to understand what you have to do in business. So you've now decided to manage a business from home. That's your first step. But in order to do that, you need tools. There's things that you need. The thing we're going to announce today is the piece to the puzzle. In fact, we have a few announcements today, and we're going to continue to do that. I'm a big fan of Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone, Mark. I've done a lot of research on Davy Crockett and mostly on Crockett than Boone. And the reason I did that is because Crockett always had that motto that said, make sure you're right, then go ahead. That's what he always said. He took his time to do everything. But he said, make sure you're right, then move forward. Daniel Boone, who happened to be related to Crockett, which is Crockett's great uncle, used to say, nothing ever dies, nothing ever stops or goes away. it's just the beginning of something else. So we're beginning something else. And every time we make a change, it's not the end of what we're doing. Nothing ever ends. It's just the beginning of something new. And the material, the education, the information, the experience we've had continues on because it allows us to create something new. So in our process here, we have register with your company. The very first thing we need you to do as a new person in our group is to get a tool to move forward. And of course, we have selected Tools Rock, a company that has a contact management system, a marketing tool that teaches you and gives you tools to tell people you're in business. So that's the other step you need. You need to do that right away because, you know, when we opened our brick and mortar business, Mark, the first thing we had to do was go to the newspapers. We had to go to flyers. I had to hire kids dropping flyers all over the place. But I had to go to the local newspapers so that the penny savers and the shoppers' guides and all, I was able to take out large ads in there to make the announcements 3-4 months ahead of time that we were coming. We were on our way. So that's the tool I needed. I needed that advertisement, just like you do. I can't have 6 months of preparation and have my store full of products without being set up. And that's why we tell you to get a marketing system, a tool in place. And since we've worked with this company and have a relationship with them, we can work with various things. This is how we got our funnels, meaning our marketing websites, set up. And in my opinion, there's only 2 things you need to do. Warm market, cold market. People you know, people you don't know. And the people you don't know will be the 90% of the people you will go after to find another person to build your business, to have a new location, to create more transactions. So they're the only things you need in your back office. So you're registered with your company, and then you get your tool in place. And then you go in and now that you've selected it, in our case, we have created handbooks, we have created checklists. We've created a training area where it shows you step by step how to set up your contact manager, put the contacts in, and set up the autoresponders, the categories, push a button, and people are getting information on a regular basis. We've created all the letters, all the follow-up letters, the invitation letters. So all that's set up. So now you're ready. You say, okay, I'm ready. I got my business built physically. It's there waiting. So now here's my problem. And I know everybody has this problem, and this is what we're talking about. Here's one of the announcements today. Who do I talk to? How do I go in there? Now, we know that you can call everybody you know, but how many of you had success with that? How many of you are sitting here saying, yep, all I do is call everybody I know, my friends, relatives, and neighbors, and I'm ready to fly? And they're all buying, and they're coming with me, and we're building a business. I'll bet there isn't one person on this call, Mark, that has that experience. I know I didn't. And that's 22 years at this. So you have to find a way. You have to talk to people. So some people tell you, just go out and, go out and talk to everybody you know. Just go out on the street. Well, most people don't have that kind of courage. And besides, they blab too much, so they can't do it. So how do you do it? Well, we have the funnels or the marketing websites set up where someone could go look at it and then fill out a capture page and tell you that they were there, then go see what you want them to see. In our case, 2 things. One, the business presentation is the one we just created. And that's over the last couple of months, which is, years in the making. So business people should get that, and your friends get the other one, just to announce you're in business and you're over there and you're open, and hopefully you'll need me and buy some gold, exchange from cash for gold, The question is that my experience, Mark, in all these years is who do I talk to in that cold market? How do I spend 90% of my time looking for people who may be interested in managing a business from home? I've run out. Of course, you can, if you are a networker for the last 10 years, you have a list of people. But the problem with that is you've been sending the same stuff over and over again to these people because now you got a new idea. And then another one, and another one. Because you're not successful with the one you started with. Very typical, very common. So then you decide to buy leads. Now Tools Rock has a system to buy leads. You can buy their leads and they'll load them into your autoresponder and get going. I know that that isn't the real answer because there's not enough. You can't afford to buy them like that. And it's fine to start out like that. But what if you had a way to get new leads? Now, this is this key we're saying, here's the key, is the final piece is, who do I talk to? How do I reach enough people? Give them my information. Let them look at this business presentation and recruit, find, select one person a month. Every month, you find one new person, and your team does the same thing. We already talked about the numbers, what that would produce. I'm not going to go over it, but go do the math and watch what happens in 12 months. And during those 12 months, you'll be making money. Take time to get off the ground. Average business doesn't start making money till over 3 years if they're still in business. So we can do it within the first year if we do it right. So the question is, what do I do? Yes, you have to spend money to do this. But here's what Mark found. Now, some of you, maybe you're familiar with it. I don't know. I was not familiar with a company. So we have a company now that you will be able to get 200 leads per day, fresh leads that have answered 3 questions. They are opted-in leads. And they have answered 3 questions. Mark, if you want to jump in here, you are the one who discovered this through a contact of yours who happens to be an MBA. You might want to tell people, how we came about it, how you came about it, and I'll discuss how we're incorporating this. But here is the information, just basic. Mark and I are now receiving 200 leads a day, minimum 135, but if you do it right, there's 200. Every single day of opted-in leads, and the people have answered 3 questions. 1, are you interested in having a home business? 2, do you have at least $100 to spend on your business to get started? And number 3, are you ready to get going within 30 days? Those leads, now, obviously, it's very new to us. We can't give you results, but I know Mark's friend and one of his business partners has had success with this in their team. So I'll let him tell you that. Then we'll tell you the cost, which you will be blown away to see. I've discussed it with a few lead companies who are blown away that they're able to do this. And we have the leads to prove it, to show the categories. And then I will make the bigger announcement, an announcement attached to that, Mark, regarding Tools Rock and those particular leads. So why don't you tell them how it came about, what we're looking to do on every day, couple of 100 leads. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Joe, as you said, I got it from an associate of mine who's an MBA, and most of you probably know what that is, a Master of Business Administration. So this individual, you get an MBA, you generally know what you're doing. You're pretty bright. At least I consider you pretty bright. And so it was mailed to me, and I looked at it and I said, wait a minute. You mean these 3 questions, which are very pertinent questions, and it's really the questions that we really want to know. Number 1, are you interested in having a business from home? Number 2, do you have at least $100 if you find a business of interest to go into? No, the other thing was, do you have a credit card? That's the other thing. Do you have a credit card? Yes. And do you have at least $100 that you're able, if you find something that you like, that you're willing to start a business? Yes. Would you be ready to start within the next 30 days? Yes. Now, how much more than you need to that? And those leads have pretty much the only thing that they don't have, and you don't really need it right now anyway, the only thing it doesn't have is a phone number, but it has everything else. Everything else to be able to do something with Joe, which you'll cover now. But it goes perfect with our business presentation. It's the perfect marriage as far as I'm concerned. And it's working. So, Joe, I'll turn it back over to you because I can go on and on and on, but I'm excited.
Well, that is exciting, Mark. And, now, let me say this. People are going, okay, yeah, but what's that cost me? The minimum of 5,000 leads every single month will cost you $30. What if you just did it for a couple of months and had 10,000 leads sitting there? We're getting these leads. They're opted in. And if you just did a couple of months of that, look, we already talked about you need to have a tool and you need the people to talk to. You can't do this haphazardly and randomly. You got to have a system to do it. So we've been searching for a long time for the right way to get people all set up and enough people to talk to.
What if every lead you mailed answered yes to these 3 questions? Do you have
Somebody's got that on.
Yes. Are you ready to invest at least $100 in the right
Mark,
opportunity?
Did somebody turn that on?
Ready to get started within the next 30 days?
Mark?
Yes. How would that impact your result?
Hey, Joe?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What happens, just to give everybody a heads up, when you're in that back office and then you chime in and you're looking at your leads or whatever, there's a video back there also. And if you forget to stop that, it'll automatically come back on after a while. So that's probably what happened.
It was on the site. Now, let me ask you a question. This was a good test. Did you, by chance, hear that?
Yes, I was hearing it.
Everybody else, somebody put in the chat room, this is really critical. We need to know that because we're about to do something else with the business presentation, and we need to know if you heard that on your computer.
And somebody chime in. Andrea says, for $30 a month, sign me up. But wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
Yeah,
Did anybody hear what Joe and I was hearing? Sounded like a video. If you put in the chat box, yes, you was hearing that. Max says, I heard.
Through your computer. Wow, this is great. That's good news. That answered the question.
Marilyn Hartwick says it's great. Kenneth says I heard it. Yes. The answer is yes, Joe.
Oh, that's fantastic news because that tells us we're going to be able to do something else. That's great, Victor. We got that answer. Great. All right, now, here's the thing. There is a sign-up of $60, just so you know, so you're not surprised when you go. The original is $60, and then it's $30 a month. So for $60 the first month, you get that. The 135 per day, okay, is what it is, until you actually bring somebody in and they will give you 200 a day. But let me explain this. Here's how you get this. Mark and I set this up for this reason.'re going to go to the entire system is set up under AdTech username, and we want that way because we're about to launch a new thing in Tools Rock, so we're paying for that. So AdTech has a lot of things coming up that need to be paid for. And so we set this program up so that an account so that AdTech would be paid so that those things can be, we can continue to improve and move forward. So we're going to give you a link to register. If you have somebody in your downline, one of your personally sponsored people, not somebody you met at the Breakfast Club or AdTech, but let's say that you sponsored, Bob Jones, and your name's Tom Smith, well, then certainly you can have Tom and you introduce him to this lead company. You certainly can do that. Other than that, do not call other people and that belong and you met at the Breakfast Club in AdTech and put them into the system like that. Don't do that. If they're not your personally sponsored person in your company, they don't belong to you. Even if you've become friends and wonderful, I'll get it and you get it, don't do that. We will be very disappointed and there will be consequences to that. So do it right so that we can continue to do these things. We are creating a new website on ToolsRock that will enable people to go to ToolsRock. When you sign a new person up into ToolsRock, you're going to be able to send them to a website in your name, like Mary Smith at AdTechWorldwide.signup, and they're going to be able to go right to your ToolsRock system, and immediately they're going to get the checklist, they're going to get the affiliate program and instructions on how to set everything up. In other words, they're going to see the back office almost immediately to how to get set up, and the instructions how to get to the back office, so nobody has to call around and say, oh, we didn't know how to get in there. We signed up, but we don't know what to do. You're going to have an email immediately with all the instructions on how to get into ToolsRock and showing the training room and so on. So we are working on things to have this completely turnkey. So here's the thing. You register. We're going to give you the link to register. Here's what I need you to do. Send me. I'm going to send it out anyway. I'm going to send it in an email, but just to make sure that you're on that list, send me an email at jpshoop@earthlink.net. Again, name, phone, email, and the reason you're contacting me, all on different lines, and I'll make sure that you have the link to these leads. You can have these leads today. The minute you do it, those leads get into your box. They start sending them out that day, and I think you get them within 5 minutes. And you're going to get, every day, 135 leads, and with the questions answered that the one Mark said. Now, let's take a look at the logistics of this. We're looking, minimum, you have to recruit one person a month into your Carrot Bar business. You're going to get 3,000 leads, even if you only did it for a couple months. You're going to end up with 3,000 leads minimum by the end of the month. I'm sorry, 5,000 leads by the end of the month. 5,000 leads in there answering all of those questions. Now, logically, you're not going to, just because they answered those doesn't mean that they're better candidates than someone else who's interested. It just gives us an edge. It gives us a better, and it gives you numbers, because this is a numbers game. So if you didn't have anybody before to talk to, there's no reason why. Everything is there. Your education, you've learned how to do this. You've learned how to be a director. You learned how to move them to a director. But now you have the people to move them over there too. You now have people to contact. Certainly you don't have to call them. You just put them in. Well, here's the last piece to this puzzle. Wait to hear this. At ToolsRock, this is the first company we can take and put those leads immediately into your ToolsRock system. I've uploaded them every day into the system by almost the push of a button. Couple of questions answered, and my leads, I don't have to go to Gmail. I don't have to worry about how do I get them out, what letter. I went in after setting up my ToolsRock system, clicked on the opted-in leads, put the leads in, bang, done, gone, and within minutes, these people are receiving. So every day I have a fresh 200 leads going into the system that are moving through my, getting that I'd like to speak to you about managing a business and so on. Every single solitary day. You think, Mark, I'm not going to find one person in 30 days?
You'll find a number of people in 30 days.
I suspect I will. So look. This is the only thing you needed that you weren't comfortable with. I mean, the rest of it is study, 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 learn how to do this right. But now you know who to talk to. Does it cost money? Of course it costs money. But why in the world would you spend $400? Now, look, I know I'm going to get controversial stuff over this, but why would you go spend $400 or $500? Unless you had more money. But if all you had was a couple $100, are you going to open up your store while it's empty and the walls aren't built and the inventory's not up there? Or are you going to go set your business up and get your shelving up and get everything going, get your marketing system going, start making money, and get your business rolling? I'm not advocating don't buy a package. I'm telling you, you need to buy at least 1 gram of gold every single month. You need to do that. And you need to get your KYC set up, and you need to buy a package. But you also are not going to go anywhere unless you have a system set up whereby that recruiting never stops. Your new people have a way of coming into your business, setting up a marketing tool, setting up a campaign, having enough people to talk to on a regular basis, and making money. And showing everybody you bring in exactly what you're doing and what hundreds and thousands of people are doing. You cannot miss finding one person a month. We've been looking for the right company. Unfortunately, Mark has. This is the result of him networking and meeting other people. And you know, Mark and him aren't in business with this other company and running away from Karatbars. They're just, you know, they're working together because he met him through constant marketing and talking to people and exposing his business to other people. And this guy contacted him. They went back and forth. He's coming into Karatbars, or did. He says, here's the system. Look at the leads. And all of a sudden, you have a marriage, which now benefits us. Now that we got everything there, we were, you know, always saying, well, get the leads from Tools Rock because they can put them in. We can now take these leads because they have an opt-in date and they have an email address and an IP address. As long as those things are present, we can do that. And I've been doing it and dropping them in there. So we will have more on this because, again, the next piece is we're building now the other website so that you can have your people sign up immediately and get a letter immediately that shows them what to do in Tools Rock and how to get going. There's nothing more that we need, Mark, except continued education on how to move this forward. I mean, that's all there is to it. You just got to find the one person. We have the answer to where you're going to find them. If you can't find one person in $3,000 a month at $30, something is wrong. Your dialogue's wrong. Your approach is wrong. You're sending them the wrong thing. You're giving them the wrong message. You're not being strong enough. You're not following the pattern. You're not bringing them over to a three-way properly. You have to show these people, look, 98% of the people you are going to bring into your business have no experience in success in this industry. We all know that. So don't be intimidated by people. You think this person knows everything and they can do it their way and you'll do something different, and maybe you'll send them to a webinar during the week so they can hear a wonderful one from one of our leaders. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not duplicable. It's not. Why would I call somebody on a Monday and wait till Thursday for them to go listen to a webinar while I can send them a business presentation that makes sense, that says, look, here's how you build a business. Now, we happen to have the best product that we can think of, but here's how to build a business. It's two separate things. What the company does and what you do are different. The company supplies, manufactures, whatever they do, gold, they make it available to us. But that's got nothing to do with building a business. That's just your product. How do you run your business when you get it set up? I'm going to leave you with this. First of all, I'm going to get that link to you. Send it to me. For those interested right away, send it to me. You can have your leads immediately. And this is a phenomenal, phenomenal thing for all of us. But I'm going to leave you with this. Robert Kiyosaki, I must say this all the time. Money doesn't make you rich. It's business skills that make you rich. Don't forget that. Put that on your computer. Write it down. Have it in front of you. And go to work with learning your business skills. learn how to talk to somebody when that lead comes through and they fill out your capture page. Look, I don't know how many are going to fill it out of 5,000 a month. Who knows? Maybe it's 10 people. We don't know that. We just know we have an edge now.
Joe, let me say this. Actually, it's 4,050 leads a month. That's 30 times 135 days, and some months it might be a little bit more than that. 135 a day comes to 4,050 leads. Now, I call them qualified leads because they say what I want to hear. They've got a credit card, they want to be in a home-based business, and they have at least $100 to start within 30 days. Well, they're not going to wait 30 days. If they've got something exciting like we have, they'll be pretty much ready to go if they really are serious about having a home-based business from home. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. It's phenomenal to me. It's time to have some fun and make some money. Get paid for, to show people how to save their money. And these are more qualified people, as far as I'm concerned, than any others we've ever had.
The only reason we're able to put them into Tools Rock is because they are opted-in leads. You can't put them in there unless they're opted in. And these are formatted properly, and they're opted in, and they're accepted into the system. And if you need help, we'll run a class, and I will show you how to upload those or tell you how to get them. But it's self-explanatory when you go in there. If you need my help, you call me. The truth is, here's what I'll leave you with as well. Send me that email so we can get you that. Make sure you have that. And I will send out a letter anyway that with that link in it. Mark said 135 a day. It is, but if you have somebody in your Carrot Bars downline and you want them to have that system, certainly they could. You can get yourself to 200 a day. So think about it like that. But go watch their phenomenal little video, look at their website, and go register when you get the link. And you know what? There is no reason now, Mark, why anybody should say, yeah, I know how to do it, but I don't know who do I talk to? Well, here's the process. You set up your business properly. You get your autoresponder set up. You unlock your websites. Everybody you know, you send to friends and family. In my back office, I have two categories: cold market leads and warm market leads. That's it. That's what's back there in my Tools Rock categories. That's it. It's only two categories I send to. Either I know them or I don't know them. And so these go into the I don't know category, the cold market. And once you put them in there and select the autoresponder, which is the AdTech BizPrez invite letter, it automatically starts it. I don't see any reason in the world, Mark. I see no reason why someone should say, I don't have anywhere to go. Yes, it costs money. Everything does. Whether we ask them that question, do you have at least 100? Get them set up, get them going, and show them how to make money, and don't worry about the other portion till it comes. So remember what Kiyosaki said, money doesn't make you rich. It's business skills that make you rich. So over to you, Mark. We'll close it out and get me the info. We'll get going.
Okay. This is exciting. Those of you that are ready to go to work, it's all there. We do, I'll say this, Joe, we do now have, you still have to work, but it's basically we have a turnkey system because we have everything that's needed right there. This is, to me, this is the greatest opportunity for a newbie, and for those of you that don't know what a newbie is a person that comes in and has never done this before, has never had a home-based business, they don't know anything about it, and they have to learn. Well, we have a system where they can learn, where they can have people to talk to. We have a communication class that they can take so they'll know how to talk to them professionally. We have a product that's second to none in the, not in the country, but in the entire world. What's the product? Saving your own money. Go, real money. But first things first. Again, you got to put the walls around your business first. You got to build that foundation. and we have all of that in place. We have a marketing system. I mean, what else can you ask for? What else can you ask for? So, Joe, I'm excited. Again, I want to publicly thank you for all your hard work over the past year. I think we're there, and all we have to do is go to work. And we're here to help everybody. If you're willing to work, we're willing to help you. If you're not willing to work, then we have to work with the people that are willing to work. That's good business sense. It's not being mean or anything like that. You work with the people that want to work. That's how your business grows.
Hey, Mark, speaking of that, I want to say that I'll put that link up in the chat room. I forgot to mention the chat room this morning. The chat room, which if you have not sent a request to, you have to go to your Skype account, type in the search AdTech Worldwide, send a request to be added on the contact list. When I get it, then I can add you to the chat room, which is where that link will be first, by the way. It's going to be there as soon as we hang up. I'm putting it there to go get that link. And so some people have sent some requests. I have some questions about some people. And you know you have to have been to the foundational class. And when you do that, send me an email. Say, Joe, I sent you a request on Skype, and I was in a class a year ago, this, that, the other. So Mark and I are reviewing those and making sure that those people were in the class, number one. So it's taking a little bit of time, and that they're in tune with what we're doing here. So anyway, it'll be up in that chat room, and I suspect we can put it up in Wally's chat room as well. And again, once again, that chat room is specifically for updates in the company. So is Wally on the call with us today?
No, I didn't see him. I don't know. At least I haven't seen his name yet. It could be there, but I haven't been able to see it.
Wally's here. Wally, we can put that up in your chat room as well, right? People can go there who are already members there. They could do that. That's an update. This is the example of an update. So in these chat rooms, make sure that you look at the regulations. I'm going to post them again this morning. And you should, in that chat room, be posting those rules and regulations and not let anybody violate. I don't care who it is. I don't care what. There is no recruiting of any other stuff here in our room. This is our business, our room. So we don't want people, talking to people about, other systems, other companies. And here's another thing. As you know, if you go to that room and you see, let's say, Wally Piper's name in there, you can click on his profile and get his contact information. That's okay. You should all be in there helping, like Gloria put something in the other day. She needed a person to do a three-way. I connected her with Roger, and I don't know how that turned out. I haven't heard from them, but I know that if you go in there and click on people's names, you can contact them and say, hey, I need a three-way, or you can put it in the chat room, and you can start working with each other in that way and connecting and, make sure. This is me, Mark. If somebody contacted me and said, or I contacted them and said I needed a three-way, I would make sure that person knew what they were doing. I wouldn't just say, okay, fine, let's go. I'd ask them what their process, how much experience they have, are they comfortable, and so on. So, you know what? There is a way. This whole system is set up for connecting with each other. So make it professional. Don't be recruiting to other things, but help each other. Go into the chat room and see who you can help. I'm available, tell them. If you need a three-way, I'm available. Go in. Make sure nobody's violating the rules. We can't be the police. We're not the police. You're supposed to police yourself in there. So if you've been to that class, and look, if you want to take the class, it's available every day. You got to contact me. Same way. Same thing. So I sent it. Gloria, let me look at Gloria's question. I don't understand that question. Is there a question in there from Gloria?
Not that I see.
She sent me a private one, said she was waiting for something. I don't know what that means, but I've entered her into the room, so I don't know. All right, well, I'll look at that. So anyway, look, we've got a lot of items here on our plate. So.
Okay, Bob has a question. Bob, I would like to also. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the one? He has a question about. Is there Yeah, there. Let me put it this way. There are instructions there putting the leads into TuesRock system. There will be instructions for all of that.
And call me if you have a problem. Honestly, I'll spend some time with you to get it done until we get a class up. And don't forget, every Tuesday and Thursday at noon and every Wednesday night at 9, Anson Ashby is there. He can help you with that. We do it and show you how we do it. Maybe tomorrow afternoon at noon, I'll have him do our class. In fact, I will. I'll ask him if he doesn't have a certain topic scheduled. I'll show him how to go set the opt-in leads in. How's that? Or we'll do a private one. Yep. Yes, Max. And about Wally, to get in Wally's room, I think it's called the Gold Vault or something. Golden Room. Wally, put your information up there so people know how to get there. So you can ask in the chat room as well. That's something you could do because we're connected. Wally has agreed to put up updates from the company from different sources, and that's what's being posted. There's no recruiting in other companies and gurus and none of that. We're connected now, and we're going to stay connected and on the same page. So you can get those updates over there. Anyway, why don't we, Roger, can you do a class on Karatbar IRAs?
No.
We can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. You can have that in the back office of Karatbars. You can find that link somewhere. Somebody's doing that somewhere.
No. Well, I can tell you now, nobody's doing a class on IRAs. You have a link. There's a link, and you have to go through that, and it's a certain process. Because unless you have that type of license or whatever like that, you can't just go out there and say, I'm with Karatbars and I'm going to show you how to do an IRA. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Let me just put a couple of things. Andrea said, you've really created a turnkey system, a foolproof system. I'm not looking at that one now, but yeah, you're right, Andrea, and thank you. And you've been a part of that. This is a woman who has come to that class and went from, I don't think I can do it, to, if not an expert, pretty darn close to it, that she has got this down to a science, the communication class, the questions, and I suspect we'll build a very big business here. Ronnie Link says, yep, perfect. This was the missing piece. We told you that. There was something missing, right? Count me in. Please send me the lead info. Thanks, Ronnie. You're right, Ronnie, and I suspect there should be, now, of course there are going to be people who say, yeah, but I didn't know it was going to cost money. You're in business, or you're managing a business. You're setting up your business. It's going to cost money. But the end result is you're going to make money. You can't miss with this. Yeah, I'm just getting notices in AdTech. I must have my Skype room on, and people are asking to be added. So I'll go check all that, and we'll get in there and take a look at that. Trying to keep up with all this, so just be patient. I'll put that in there so you can get that link. It will be there first. Did Wally respond in any way yet?
Yes, he did. He has his information there.
What does it say?
Contact Ham Station 1 with your contact request. Contact Ham Station 1. Ham Station 1 with the contact request for Wally's The Gold Vault.
And Wally, if you would, the people that send you that request, send me an email and let me know who they are. I want to make sure we're connected, in both parties are connected. We're partnering this thing up, so we need to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So if you get a request that someone wants to join that chat room, just send me some information so we can make sure we're on the same page, and make sure that I get the information out to them as well. So. All right, so that's good news for today. We're still working on it. I'm working with Anson today on this other project for this other web. In the meantime, I have thousands of emails out there now from other lists that I had that I manually put in, and we're moving forward. So, look, Mark, thanks for all your help. This is you know, we are a really good team. I know you know that. It's been a pleasure all this year, and it has maybe not know, but all the years I've had the Breakfast Club, 18 plus years, I never had a partner. I never selected anyone because I never trusted anyone else with, you know, staying on the same page and being on the same page and the same thinking. And eventually, I guess timing is everything. It came within the last year. It came, you know, it just was a perfect marriage. We've known each other for quite a while, but this was the perfect marriage to get things accomplished, and we're just a compliment to each other. So I appreciate that, and all the help and stuff that we did, that you give, and stuff that we do together. So, and this benefits everybody outside of our own group. We're able to help people get started, get their businesses under control, manage them properly, maintain them properly, and all we have to do now is duplicate. This is a duplicable system, and that is the proper way to say that. Not duplicatable. Actually, it's acceptable both now. For some reason, I guess they complained about it, and somebody said, well, let's make duplicatable a word too. Never was. Anyway, it's duplicable. So let's get rolling here, everybody, and duplicate. Let's start getting the results. Let's report them. Let's just get, be the team that shows them how to actually do this right. And then you won't have any fear of bringing a person in and saying, here's what you do. You'll be an expert on teaching them and how to get them on board, the onboarding process, which we will be talking about tomorrow. So bring the people up through this system tomorrow so we can talk intelligently about onboarding, which we will do tomorrow. So have a great day, everybody. Over to you, buddy.
Yeah, I also want to encourage everybody, bring somebody to the Breakfast Club that's never been here, because especially if they're in your organization, they can learn as you learn. It's going to just benefit everybody. So if everybody brings one person, then it can get larger and we can help more people. And people need to know about it. The other thing before we close out, Victor Shattuck says that the RA webinar is being redone, which I know anyone can contact. So anyone can contact Victor, and he'll get you the information, the right person to get to for that RRA. So just get a hold of Victor Shattuck, and he'll be able to assist you in getting to the right place while they're working on getting the webinar redone. So with that being said, peace and blessings to you. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I am. Oh, this is just phenomenal. I hope you feel the same way. I feel like the time that we put in, the hard work that we put in, it has paid off. And now you have to put your work in so it'll pay off for you in the pocket. So peace and blessings to y'all. We love you all. Go out and make it a great day. Change a life, change a career for somebody. City, state, country, most of all, help us to change this world so there will be less stress, more time freedom, more money freedom, more opportunity freedom, more everything, more happiness. That's what the world needs. So peace and blessings to you again. This is Mark Stevens. For our host, Joe Shoup, said we'll be back here tomorrow morning on the Breakfast Club. Please bring somebody so that we can help them as well. Peace and blessings, everybody. Go out, make it a great day, and we will see you tomorrow morning back here on the Breakfast Club.